Stampers, this is Dawn, and today we're going to make this beautiful Christmas card. I made these for swaps for On Stage in Orlando this week, and I wanted to show you, this was the card sketch. That's number 51. So I used this card sketch for the design of my swaps. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so let's start with the base. I'm using the basic gray, and this is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then there's lots of layers. So we have Whisper White, which is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then this is the Festive Farmhouse designer paper. It's double-sided. This piece is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then for the strip right here, I'm using the Smoky Slate. This piece is cut at 1 by 4. And then another piece of the Festive Farmhouse. And this piece is cut at 7/8 by 3 7/8. I'm using a lot of grays on this card. And then once again, the basic gray is cut at 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Then I'm using the gray granite, and this is cut at 3 1/8 by 4 5/8. The cherry cobbler is cut at 2.5 by 4 1/4. Then another piece of the Festive Farmhouse designer paper, and this piece is cut at 1 inch. And then I think this is about 3 3/4, but we're gonna still cut this down once we add the piece to the cherry cobbler. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some stamping first. I'm gonna use some Whisper White, and this is the stamp set I'm using. It's called Making Christmas Bright. We're gonna use this greeting right here. It says, "Friends make the season shine." Love that. I'm gonna use the Memento ink. And we're gonna grab the Big Shot and do some die cutting with their oval framelits. So let me go ahead and grab the Big Shot. Okay, so we're going to be using the oval framelits, and we're going to be using these 3 different sizes, and they all nestle together really nicely. So we're going to use the smallest one to cut out the greeting. Then the next size up, we're going to use the gray granite. And then the final size with the scallop over, we're going to use the silver glimmer paper. Okay, so that's all the Big Shot cutting. Okay, so let's bring in our pieces. We're going to go ahead and adhere these pieces together with the liquid glue. Okay, then we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. So we're going to set this aside to let that dry really nicely, and then we're just going to go ahead and assemble our card. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cherry cobbler, and I'm going to pennant the end. So I'm going to make like a little flag here, just at the very edge. Just like that. Okay, now it's just a matter of assembling all the pieces together. So let me go ahead and do this. Okay, so then for the cherry cobbler piece, we're going to use the 3/8 metallic edged ribbon in the silver. And I'm just going to tie a knot towards the bottom of this flag banner part of the cherry cobbler. So then you're going to adjust your ribbon. And this is where we're going to attach this designer paper onto this panel. So I want it to be right underneath this ribbon right here. So I'm going to trim this down a little bit. Kind of giving it a test run to make sure it's going to kind of blend in there, and that looks really nice. Okay, so we're going to put that on the cherry cobbler. And then you can move your ribbon up to kind of hide that bottom edge if you want. I'm going to pull this a little bit tighter. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put dimensionals on this. Okay, then we're going to put this onto the layer here. So pretty. And then we're going to layer this onto the card. Right there. And then the greeting goes on the front, just like that. Oh my gosh, isn't that easy? Lots of layers. I love layers, but I love this greeting with the glimmer paper with the shine part in the greeting. Friends make the season shine, kind of bringing that glimmer paper and then also the metallic edge and the silver together. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so let me bring in all the other ones. Okay, so here are the ones that I've made so far for on stage. Aren't they beautiful? All right, so I'll have all the items listed below, and then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you later. Bye.